What if I told you the hidden rules of the internet are the exact same rules that control your career?
Think about it for a second. When you hear that word, what do you see? A tangle of wires or a room full of people?
On one hand, you have the cold, hard logic of machines. On the other, a warm introduction from someone you trust. Now, most of us, we see these as two completely separate worlds. But they aren't. Not at all. See, the hidden architecture that runs the entire internet? Well, that's the blueprint for human connection. And once you understand that, everything changes. Okay, so where do we start? It all comes down to one thing: structure. Because in any network, whether it's made of silicon or people, its shape, that's what determines its power.
In the tech world, we call this network topology. Think of it like a city's roadmap, the blueprint for how everything is connected. So let's look at one design, the star topology. Everything, every single node, connects back to one central point. All communication has to go right through the middle.
And this isn't just about computers, right? This is your classic team reporting to one manager, or an entire industry that revolves around a single key influencer. It's centralized, it's efficient, but boy, is it vulnerable.
Now let's flip that on its head and look at a mesh topology. Here, every node connects to lots of others. There is no single point of failure. This thing is built to last, built for resilience.
And you see this in the real world too. It's that tight-knit startup team where everyone collaborates. It's a decentralized community where ideas just flow freely between people. And here's the key takeaway. The structure you choose to build, that directly dictates the power you can tap into.
But look, a network shape is only half the equation. The other half, it's all about how its members communicate. The rules of the road. In a word, protocols.
For the internet, the master protocol is called TCP/IP. It's basically the universal language that lets billions of different devices find and trust each other. You know, it's not so different from basic social etiquette that lets us do the exact same thing. But there's a problem. Computers think in numbers, these long strings called IP addresses. We humans, we think in names. So to bridge that gap, the internet needs a translator.
And that translator is called DNS, the Domain Name System. The simplest way to think about it, it's the phone book for the entire internet. It just looks up the right number for the name you want to connect with.
And pay close attention to the process here. It's not a direct line. It's a referral system. Your computer asks a root server, which points to a domain server, which then finally finds the actual address. It's a chain of trusted handoffs. Now look at the human protocol. It's identical. You research your target. That's your query. You find a mutual contact. That's your root server. They give you that warm introduction, pointing you to the final connection. See? It's the same chain of trust. This is literally the DNS of human networking.
Okay, so we've got structure and we've got protocols. But what's the point of it all? Well, they exist to move one single thing: value.
On the internet, value travels in tiny pieces of data called packets. But in our careers, the most valuable packets are opportunities. And trust me, they are not traveling on the public superhighway. 80%. Just let that sink in. That's the estimated number of jobs that are never posted publicly.
Yeah, they're filled through what experts call the hidden job market. It's basically a private network where the real, game-changing opportunities are passed around.
So why does this exist? Simple. First, it's efficient. It cuts through the noise of thousands of applications. Second, it's all about trust. A referral is the best filter you can ask for. And third, it's confidential. It lets companies make strategic moves without tipping off their competitors. So, if the underlying principles are exactly the same, the conclusion is unavoidable. You can't just be a passive user of your networks anymore. You have to become an architect. So let's just lay it all out, side by side. Topology, the structure of your network, that determines your access to information. Protocols, the rules for introductions and for giving value, well, that's what allows people to connect and build trust. And the data flow, that's the whole point. The packets of information online are the opportunities in your life. This doesn't happen by accident. The most powerful networks, whether they're routing data or routing careers, they are engineered. They are built on purpose. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Your digital life and your professional life, they both run on the very same operating system. The question is, how intentionally are you building them?